Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI Sunday's edition, and we are here to take a look at the first discussion that I introduced in course of opening the show. Yeah. By-elections and rerun election that took place yesterday in Nigeria. 26 states were affected, and of course we have 57 seats being jostled for by candidates, occasioned by some of them turning into ministers because of the clarion call from Mr. President so that they can go out there to serve the country. We have the likes of the Chief of Staff, Bajabia Milan, of course, the Minister of Works and Transport, Umahi. They had to, leave their seats to serve the nation in another capacity. And some other seats also due to litigations in court. Yes, that's the reason why they choose to have that rerun and, of course, by-elections in some constituencies, in some wards, in some units, in some local government. But scrutinizing the process, Nigerians are apprehensive. You get to hear about hijack of ballot box. You get to hear about voters' apathy. You get to hear about beavers not working. And people have been bickering. They are not just happy about all this. Now, what can we make out of this? Don't forget that Edo's election is coming up very soon. Even on those elections also be up this year. If these complaints are not treated, how do you think all this will pan out in course of order of circle election? With me here in the city to talk about this, you get to hear put food on the table. You won't see or hear any of these things happening. Join me to welcome Okoro Osahon Obara. Welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate you coming. All right. Sitting very close to him is Asabo Destiny. Yeah, I hope I got that name correctly. Not Desmond this time, but Destiny. Is it Kuruja? What is it called again?
Kuruja.
Kuruja, yes, aka Kuruja. He's a political analyst, a politician, entrepreneur, and of course, join me to welcome St. Moses Ermosele. I almost said St. Michael's. Yeah. St. Moses, welcome to TMI's edition. And of course, all the way from US, I have Mayor Benjamin. Mayor, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition. I appreciate you joining us via Zoom.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. So I'm going to start off from St. Moses. What do you feel about yesterday's by-election and rerun election? Did it really meet the mark, the expectations of Nigerians? When you talk about INEC performance in yesterday's election.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. First of all, I think the elections are like the other elections. We are still trying to get it correct. Until we have some revolutionary changes in our laws and our implementation agencies, I think we will still continue to complain after every elections. By and large, the elections were fair, and the hitches notwithstanding.
Was fair? Yeah. Hitches notwithstanding. Destiny, do you share his views?
Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, good morning.
I think it's simple. You don't expect to do the same thing always and get to expect a different result. So if at this stage we are still talking about election issues happening in election process and all that, I think if before now it has happened before and it has not been corrected, it has happened times without number and it has never been corrected. So I don't expect to see a different result from all the past elections that has been held before now.
So you're saying it's just the same old story?
No difference.
No difference?
Not at all.
Obari, we had issues of ballot box snatching. We had issues of voters' apathy. I thought we've outgrown that stage. How come we're still grappling with this same kind of complaint and situation?
Thank you so much, my brother. I think Nigeria had an election in 1983, I guess. There was complaining. We had again in 1993. We complained. We had again in 1999, complained. 2003, we complained. 2007, complained. So you don't expect somebody not to complain immediately after election. I think Nigeria is still passing through a process. You cannot just expect to say what you garbaged in yesterday should garbage out almost any better from this time. We are still passing through a process. Though we might be slow during this process, but I think it's getting better. I think there were times where openly election would just be waiting, and it didn't happen at all. You go to court will just also grant it. But I think if truth must be told, things are getting better.
Things are getting better.
If you are positive minded, things are getting better. I think there were times before where we'll be doing election, people will just come, shoot gun, chase everybody away, do whatever I want to do. In your presence, they do ballot, they just start trumpeting, put it inside. So now, Beavers has also come. Beavers has also improved the system. So we should not just always be, things are not good, things are not good, things are not good. We should also try to see the silver lining in some things that are also good. Are you getting it now? So I think if truth be told, there's no perfect election anywhere. If the four of us decide to run an election amongst ourselves now, no matter how matured we're going to be, it's going to take the grace of God for the loser to tell you the election was free and fair. And it's also going to take the onlooker to tell you, no, didn't you see that he was crossing his leg? How will he be crossing his leg when the election was ongoing? So people will always
have something to talk about.
Yes. So the truth is that it's not the way it used to be way back, because we've been in the system, and I must tell you, we've outgrown some process that it was before when people sit down in their comfort zone to write results. This time there is also a system now that will tell you these issues are not, these figures you wrote here, the trumpeting are not right, this one are not right, this one are not right. So I think in the next 10, 20 years, there will also be improvement with the way it was backward. I get it now. So we are going somewhere.
We are going somewhere. Yeah. All right, Mayor, I don't know if you really heard their own analysis. I'm going to ask you the same questions. Yesterday, by election and rerun election, some came out to say, look, it was murdered by voter buying, ballot box snatching, apathy towards the election. Now, what's your view on this, the conduct of the election? I believe that I've got this report, seen it on TV, I've been right over the newspapers. Putting all this together, what do you feel?
Thank you for having me again, Mr. Weeks. And although I didn't hear the other first speaker in the studio, let me take it from here. Like I always say, INEC problem is not a problem that that will be solved a day. These are the problems that they created for themselves, for them to have an avenue to be getting funds regularly and all that. So in the first place, you should ask yourself, is there any place in the law that that give the mandate to INEC to start doing all those rerun election? They are the one that forced the system into what we're passing through today. So if, like, I'm giving you a contract, Mr. Wilson, for you to carry that and you made a mistake, and you want to go for a correction or just to make that correction of that mistake, and you expect me to pay for you for it. So this is what is going on in INEC. So the election and vote buying that you continue to see on the election, during the electionary process and during the process that just happened yesterday, is something that is already synonymous to the politics in Nigeria. So for that to go away, we first of all need to deal with the problem that is on ground. The problem is that INEC need to follow a particular guideline that is being stipulated by the Constitution of Nigeria, so that people can go through it and go through election process, and we should have a winner. So when you said the vote buying and election ballot box snatching process and all those things you cannot do away with, because at the moment you have a person who is at the helm of affairs who the person who would not get to that particular position in the right manner and following the due process, but you want to be called an excellence. So when you have a situation where somebody say you have to grab power, snatch it and all, so every other person want to do the same thing because they think that is the only way that you can actually get to that position that you are vying for. In my own opinion, I totally condemn it to the court, and as a person, as a youth, I will continue to call the young people out there to desist from snatching ballot boxes for politicians, going into a rigorous process for politicians. By the time they get to office, they are being neglected, and they should know that they are the futures of tomorrow or any nation or any state that they represent. Although the youth are underrepresented in every political offices in Nigeria, but they should see themselves as a beacon of hope for Nigeria and for the Nigerian politics at large. This is my own opinion.
All right, I'll come back to you, Mayor. I'll come back to you. Now, St. Moses, you just get to realize that some are saying that might just be yet another case of litigation. Some might not be satisfied also with the outcome of the election. Do you see that happening? But take a look at the process. A quarter said Beavers failed them. They came out to say that, look, you brought these machines, it isn't working. Some are saying, I don't have the strength to fight against thugs. They've snatched our ballot box. Do you think there'll be litigations this time after this rerun or by-election?
Yeah, I think if the law makes provision for litigation, there will always be litigation. Because there's a principle of law, there's a wrong, there must be a remedy. Like you say, EB-juice will be remedium in law. So there definitely will be litigation, but I don't think they are necessary. I think Nigerians should come to a stage where we should accept outcome of elections. Elections cannot be perfect, cannot even be good enough at the moment because our constitutional framework,
we should accept the outcome. Yes. Even when, don't put yourself in the position, accept the outcome, you know that someone came to snatch the ballot box. Accept the outcome, someone stopped the ballot box against you. Accept the outcome when Beavers isn't working in your area. Why would you accept such?
What I mean is this, if there is substantial compliance to the law, just accept the outcome. If you see that you didn't win, maybe you got 20%, the other got 80%, and maybe there was some infringement, for God's sake, you don't need to weary the court. You don't need to weary the system. You know, people are wary of repeated elections. I think we should come to the point where we want to serve our people. And if our people give us a chance, so be it. They don't give us a chance, go back to your job. And life goes on.
Accepting the outcome, no matter what happened. Do you agree to what he said? He said as long as at least the law or the rule has been followed to a substantial percentage, no matter what happened, you accept.
You see, we all look bossy differently. I may not counter your view, but the truth is, it may be very difficult when you know if the people, like you said, you're going to serve the people, and if the people don't want you, then you have to relax. Fine. That is when the people takes the decision. Unlike when it is a Beavers problem, maybe the issue that went wrong or that caused probably you not winning the supposed election that you ought to win is caused by probably human error. When I say human error, in the sense maybe the Beavers machine failed, ballot boxes were being snatched and all that. These are all human error. So when an election is coming, ordinarily you have to get prepared, and that is the work of the probably the INEC and all that. You cannot tell me, like my brother said, election that held in let me just not to go far, probably 2007, 1999, 2007 and all that. Some of these issues happened, like ballot balls being snatched and all that. If by now, since 99 till date, we are still talking about ballot balls being snatched.
Yes.
We are still talking about, okay, Beavers just came almost recently, and similar issue happened when Beavers was being introduced into the election process. If all of this problem that happened, it is one thing for you to have problem, it is another thing for you to remedy that situation. So if by now that we are still talking about all of this, then you see that is why most people, they are always prepared even for court, even before the election, because most of the times they know that it will always end in court. Because of this human error. So it will be very difficult for somebody who contested an election, because election costs money, I keep saying it, who contested in an election, spent money, put all necessary plans and everything together, ensuring that, okay, if he goes to the poll and it is done free and fair, I know there's no perfect election anywhere in the world, but to an extent, there is a way transparency will be involved, that you, when you are losing, you know that yes, you are losing. It will be very, very glaring and obvious to the public that even tomorrow, if you decide to say, okay, you want to go for litigation, it is even the people that will tell you that you should not waste your time. So that is it.
So you say you don't accept if it's called that something is awry about the process?
Not at all.
All right. Obaye, are you between two lines, or you have to say accept or reject the outcome if the process isn't fair? Because the complaint about beavers, thugs hijacking ballot boxes, I mean, just like in general election, of course, materials are arriving late to polling units. The same problems. How come?
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah.
Just the same problems.
Before we answer that one, I want to answer my brother from America.
Okay, Mayor, okay.
Who said where the process, if somebody leading us now came back, he spoke one very English. Maybe if it was me that said, now you tell me to retrieve my word, that the person leading us came through. I think those are not what we should say.
I knew you were here because I knew you were going to react to it. So go ahead, react.
Definitely, I will react to issues like that. Truth must be told. It's easier said than done. A few days ago, I visited a friend who was building at Hokubo. And I told my friend, I said, building costs money. And he was shouting. The other one was talking. I said, if it's easy, go and cut sock away. Just go, dig, get people to help you cut sock away. And maybe if you are unlucky, the sock away was close to an old toilet and it collapses, you will know the difference between June and July. Election is not a child's play. We do talking 90%. If you want to try, go and contest for councillor in an unknown party. I've told you times with that number. Election, first of all, in Nigeria, not in Nigeria, everywhere, it's a billion naira game or $1 billion game. It's not what you joke with. There is no governorship aspirant now that is serious in the process, that is serious, underlined, serious. Not the one that is his own campaign manager, his own advisor, his own everything. A serious-minded governorship aspirant in Edo, in the 3 known party, that has not spent a minimum of 500 million for primaries, not yet done. How many people will have 500 million? The road is not still clear. You want to invest it in a process that you know is unknown. Then if not getting that process, and okay, God willing, you not get that process, will you not sit down wasting? Let's just be so plain. And somebody will now tell you that this is the way things need to be done. And you will say you want to hear. Let's be factual to ourselves. There is no governorship aspirant that we are eventually win this election that will not use over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. That will definitely now win this election that will not use over $1 billion. If a man now uses over $1 billion to secure a process, the man did not use that money for his own pocket. The likes of you and me, the journalists that will go there, and after asking the man question, and you finish asking questions, you still see that the man tell you, so we are done. You just look, you keep looking at the man because you know he needs
the color place. This is journalism for crying out loud.
Thank you so much. Then the Obaye that we want to go and visit with his squad. Then after the bar has given us food, drink, we want to leave. We say, Obaye, thank you, no problem. I'll still cross my leg because there's something he needs to do that he has not done. And I say, okay, give them 100,000. If I get the 100,000, I will still ask for them or for me. You will not say, I'll manage it. I'll say, okay, I'll leave. This is a process. I get it now. They pass through this cheat process. Then at the end of the day, we just come here to say, why you not come go do this? You just say it as if the thing, as if you don't even feel blood or pain.
So they should accept whatever the outcome is not proper.
You cannot conclude. You cannot. I'm asking you. I'm not telling you. That's you, wishing me, him, and him. I'm asking. If after you put so much in the process, then a friend of mine that is also contesting a governorship that we spoke together about 2 years ago when he told me, and I told him one thing as I was leaving. I said, in politics, dictionary, there's no word like trust.
All right.
He said, no. I said, okay. After about a month, he was looking for who will head this campaign. I've told them my business that I'm heading. He said, not for me. I will not want to head any campaign. I was looking. Then the man that we start together that day, I was telling him, this one will be good, this one will be good. And I said, what about this one? The man said, he wants to go and think of it.
All right.
We discussed it on a Friday. On a Saturday, ITV announced that man that we start together is not the campaign manager for another person. And he called me on a Sunday to say, oh, but how did you know there is no trust in politics? I said, you are just starting. I get it now. And I know the volume of more cash that was given to that man that day to go and think. And within 48 hours, you left that issue. So you can see, if those type of betrayals, issues, and you passing, you go in, at the end of the day, God now give you victory. You will not, it takes saints. It takes the grace of God for we to see a politician that will come and tell you, let's do things right. Because the process is so rigorous. And money killing.
All right.
Until we take eyes off it, for a politician to come and tell you, this is what you want to do, you say, Oga, gather your money, take it away.
All right.
This is our money for you. Until we take election as if it's not a do or die. You wish everybody to take it to say it's not of value. By then, people that will take it will not put value.
I'll come back to your buyer. Well, Mayor, you heard him. He said he is against the comment you made about saying that the president is in position came in through the back door of that nature. That comment is not right because you're hitting him below the belt. Anyway, since Moses talked about accepting the outcome, no matter how it is, rather than you going to court to weary the court, accept the outcome as long as it is 50% acceptable, even if ballot boxes were snatched, even if beavers didn't work, even if there's voters apathy, or even if the electoral umpire came to the units very, very late. Should the process be accepted?
Mr. Whitson, I don't know the name of the person that interjected to all that have a different opinion of what I said. I don't come to media station to give propaganda or give false information. These clips is out there. You saw it. Somebody said, snatch it, grab it, and run with it. So it is not a good statement from a leader. That's what I mean. It's not a good statement from a leader, and that is what is currently playing out in the system of Nigeria today. That one is for that. We don't need to start going back and forth on that. We already know where the truth lies. Just for people who are being paid to project propaganda and different social media is a different thing. Let me come to you. Like Peter Obi will always say, you cannot shift the goalpost in the middle of a game. So if INEC decided to do what they're doing, they will only throw the country into anarchy one day, and that is where we are going to. And I don't know if most people who are sitting there in the studio know how much INEC will come up with that they have invested or rather spent on these by-elections that is being carried out in so many different states, and how much people are going to spend going into court litigations, going to court and all that, paying legal luminaries and all that to attend to their cases. That one is for that. And you want to tell me this problem cannot be resolved? This problem can be resolved if we want a long-lasting solution. In a situation where you have your own telephone, you can make a phone call, you have access to your digital webs and all that. Tell me, what stops INEC of coming up with an idea that will aid the electorate to cast their vote in a transparent manner, in a free and fair manner, that even the loser, or let me not use the loser, even the second person, even the person that will come in second position, will not be motivated to go to court or have a second thought of arguing the process, because the process is so transparent, and even the blind can see it and the deaf can also hear it. So you want to tell me that INEC can actually not come up with a program, with a process, or with a system that can eradicate ballot box snatching, vote buying, and all that? It can. The problem in Nigeria can be solved. It's not a rocket science, but it can be solved. So if I hear people say, just accept and walk along, that means you are part of the problem in that country. Now you are part of the problem. You cannot tell me that somebody come to your house and steal something from you because you have been called into a corner and have been settled, and you should not jubilate. Where is your integrity? Where is the thing? Where is that thing you stand for? Do you stand for being corrected or being judged for who you are, or you stand to be the one that run a process and be bribed just for you, your mouth to be closed? This is what I keep telling the Nigerian youth. If anybody tells you that the problem in Nigeria cannot be solved, that person is one of the most, I don't want to use the word that is not supposed to be accepted on the media station. The problem of Nigeria can actually be solved. You look at the Western world where most of these politicians have been educated. Look at the Western world where they travel to when they're sick. Look at this Western world where they send their children to be educated. And you want to tell me what they learn from this Western world cannot be replicated in Nigeria? It can't be replicated. Just that we don't want to do the right thing. A country that is so blessed with human capacity, a country that is so blessed with vibrant, intelligent youth scattered all over the world. Which country that you go to today you don't find a Nigerian that is doing exploit? Which country that you go to today that you don't find a Nigerian inventing one thing or the other? Technology, you find Nigerians over there. Look at the United States here, look at Germany. You find Nigerians in a very strategic position. And you want to tell me those problems cannot be eradicated? This problem is giving some people in power, in corridor of power, monies every day. In every electoral process, there are people that are in position that want to earn, that want to gain money. It's like a periodic earning system. You know, they just wait for that time. When it's election time, they are one of the most richer persons, just like the delegates right now in Edo State. The delegates in Edo State are one of the most sought after human beings in Edo State. Every politician is looking for delegates, except those we know that they will never set their conscience for a morsel of meat. The problem we have in Nigeria today is caused by delegates. If delegates did not present their own candidate to a party, and they actually go for somebody that is hard, that has the capacity, the competence, and the compassion to do things that the masses require, that will push the economy forward, that will revitalize the economy, that will stop the insecurity.
All right.
Where we are today. Let me round up with this.
All right.
Let me round up with this, Mr. Wilson. The problem in Nigeria can be solved. INEC problem can be solved. If we as a nation come out and say this is what we want to do, this is what we want, this is what the Constitution says, nobody should tell you to accept defeat when you know that the goalposts have been shifted or have been shifted when the game is already on.
All right. Mayor, please watch your emotions. Just calm down, watch your emotions.
We are here.
I will come back to you. All right, St. Moses, you want to react to his comment?
Definitely.
Yeah, because he said you accepted it. That means you're among the people causing the problem in this country.
Don't worry.
Take it up from there.
Yeah, I want to quickly correct something. When I say accept it, it was conditional.
Mm.
I said when there's substantial compliance. Even our electoral act says when there's substantial compliance, elections, okay, the judge will give it this way. Mm. The reason why I say we should accept, we should not vary the system. And now, what should we do in the, on the alternative? The problem with these elections, this my brother has mentioned from 1983.
Yes.
It will continue till 2037 unless we do something about it. Doing something is not by this some other guys are saying, don't accept. You didn't accept, you went to court, you went to Supreme Court, you are bad, you didn't get nothing. And the next election, you will go back to the Supreme Court of Heaven, and there's nothing. So what do you do instead? There should be a revolution by the people to change their laws. The NSAS that we had the last time, if it was an NSAS towards changing our laws, by now we will not be having these issues. The system is corrupted, the system is even up to the car park. The park elections, they will still be corrupt. So the system is faulty until you panel-beat that system, until you create a good system that will support even an idiot to win an election if it's popular. Then don't waste your time trying to vary the system and vary all of us, because every election comes with insecurity. Yes, because when there's elections here and there, gunshot, killings, we are even lucky now that there are no such killings as there were in 2003 or before. So the point I try to make is that when there is substantial compliance, if everything looks good, except that one or two issues, Why not? Just let it be. Then go to the parliament and change those laws that allows this infringement. There are so many bugs in our laws that allows infringement. That cause all these problems. Until we remove those bugs, we will continue the cycle.
All right. About to you, Destiny. You heard a mayor. It was like, come on, you shouldn't accept it. But he now said, look, there is a condition to your acceptance, because some are saying that might judge the litigations if the law allows it, and that might just affect yet again the election circle.
Mr. Wilson, to me, I don't think most of the law, when we're talking about law, most of the law, like you rightly said, I think our law needs to be changed, most of them, constitutionally. You know, because if you look inward, you will see that most of these laws that we are talking about does not really affect the how will I put it, the politicians, those who are at the top, but most especially those below. You understand? Take for example, I think definitely there is a law that's kick against ballot snatching and all of this insecurity that is taking place in the election ground or process. But most of the times, when these things happen, the law refuses to take its place. So why? That is the reason why you will see tomorrow it will always repeat itself. You understand? But on the other hand, when a poor man or a young man or somebody, or just a common man out there, maybe probably by virtue of anything, steals maybe a little thing, you see most of the times the face of these persons are everywhere on social media. They are either on, what's it called, Crime Watch and all of those stuff. But when issues that will go a long way to affect our country, our economy, or our state, when issues or error comes from that angle, you see that nothing is being done. It just looks like it is a normal thing, like nothing happened. So that is why you will see that it will keep repeating itself. So like it said, if the law wakes up and start to take its place, then you will see that things will begin to change.
All right. So, but I know you have so many reactions. You have the floor now. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wilson. You know, one of the problems we have, our people from diaspora, who sit in their comfort zone to tell you, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that? Are you getting it now? That's just the truth. One of the issues. Because if you participate in this process, if all of us decide to participate in this process, if you leave let's participate in the process, I'm sure the good that we have, the sense in our mind, we naturally get the process. By God's privilege, I was youth leader for 16 years in the community. And my impact today in that same community is still being felt. Today, till date. And when I noticed it, I've told you one scenario one time, when 1999, 2003, youth leader PDP, 2003, the other one, APC. I told you when there was interchange, and I noticed it that our leaders were imposing candidates on us. And some of us said, never, we will not allow it. We will not allow it. I conscientized my youth to say, don't allow this process happen. We can do it. Some of them that didn't believe it, later started saying it to say, what is the party talk now true? They followed. And when the leaders also noticed it, that this is a revolution that is so coming out, that if it's not need on the board now, they used, I don't want to mention names now, but if you want, I will. They used that time a commissioner for youth and sports, who also contested for House of Assembly, came and mobilized with his security agencies with guns to chase me out of the meeting place. That I was becoming a pest and a threat to the process. And I ran, my youth saved my head that day. We ran out after shooting and spoiling the whole place. Then I started again trying to fight from the back alone. Later I noticed that same person, as he was going down there after chasing, leave me here. After they speak English, no, leave here. One can spoil our youth. How will the leader say this is the candidate? You will tell your youth this is the candidate. Use the money and take 500,000. My youth, all of them mobilized against me to say I'm the bad person. that I didn't let them because of the 2,000 for 5,000. I became a low ranger. Immediately they did it, suspended me, made a new youth leader, which is their greatest regret to date. But I'm happy. I faced my business. If the youth I was trying to liberate then, in that new Benin community, was able to liberate themselves, I'm not sure we'll be here today. I also told you a scenario where the government of that day, Adasos Ali Oshomole, insisted that Igodo must become the House of Rep member. And the likes of us took the risk. I have Friday, why I said it a few days ago. And I had a meeting 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. I didn't sleep at all because my life was in danger. My life. I have children, I have kids. Who didn't see daddy to make sure Azagbele Osage won that election? And we put our life on the process. And Azagbele Osage won that election. Those were the risks some of us are physically taking. I cannot count, I can keep counting. But what we noticed is that if you just die today, that's the end of Captain Marvel. If that day, if I said no, nothing will happen, hey, I must win, and the gunshot came, Obali will be here talking. I have to leave. And today I've left the process of them facing my business. They say, oh, you come, no. You don't talk from outside. Politics, Nigeria politics is not what is done on Facebook also. No, it does not work. You must be there. If we are out there, if I was in PDP today, God knows I would have been a delegate. If I decide to vote for the person I want to vote for, will the others come in? So we must, first of all of us that want to enter the process or want to talk about anything, participate in that process.
They should be underground. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't. No, participate, not go. Participate. Don't run from us. Participate. Okay. Be a member. Be not just a member. Participate in that process. With you, with me, we can change that process. You saw it. That what we discussed. If the revolution of our good friend Peter Obi has started long ago in a party process, in one way coming, and no relaxation, there is no way you cannot change that process if you are in the process. I just told you my personal experience, not from afar. I gave you 2 scenarios. You should know what it takes for somebody to say the governor has taken a decision, called on the youth leader to say this is what I want. And about 5 of us said, no, can this man just tell us this? We are the one going to the field to take. We will not take it. What has Razak done to him? We will not take it. And the rest said, you don't have to take it. Okay, we'll not go to another power. And we're a bit threatened. If I was killed in that process, you should know people has lost their life on this type of issue. Yeah. Or assassinated, what would have happened? They will say, you don't know, say they talk for ITV, maybe I don't want to kill them for. I'm telling you, I ran in 1, 2, 3 occasions for my own dear life. Because we were in the process. Now we've left the process for them. Because we've seen that if they, no matter how best you want to talk, Nigeria has a way, the leadership process, because these people up there, this is their business. All right. Just the way we see, it's a journalist. Our political leaders don't have any other job. They are jobless, but they are political people. That is their job. So when you want to come and take it from them, it's do or die. They don't want to take it because that is their own. But if we all maintain a process to say, let's join, death is one thing that will be lucky. That is why I say we should participate in the process. All right. Death naturally takes them off. You can see old age. I don't say old age you come. You see Chief Aneni went, Bermudia went. People would, naturally they will be growing. Then if we are in the process, we keep moving. Maybe if I was seeing the process there, maybe I would have been LGA chairman now, or even the state party chairman or the PRO. I would still be in the process, following. All right. The day that the change will not come. All right. So we must first of all, I'm just giving us all of us, my brother, we must be in the process.
All right, thank you.